Every time I see someone complain about the declining birth rate in America in some way, shape, or form, it's always a straight white dude. Always.
Welcome on the channel, you guys. I have a very interesting video for you guys today because this type of take, I believe, always come from those people who are very delusional and the one who have probably never babysit a child before in their entire life. These guys sat down comfortably to talk about the biggest red flag in a lady, and he said girls who do not want kids are like the biggest red flag ever because it means that they are dedicating their life to themselves and not their future offspring. People online have been so vocal, people have been so loud about how they do not want kids, why they do not want kids. In fact, sometimes I always feel like you don't need to explain yourself. You should be allowed to do whatever it is you want to do with your body. This guy is literally trying to tell women what to do with their body. And the funniest part about this creator is the fact that you can't say all of these things and still post a video of your merch or something, writing a provider like you're a provider man, or having a merch saying you love women. You cannot love women and view women this way as people whose job is to pop out kids. I am going to roll the clip because I really want you guys to hear for yourself. And as well, the people are not taking it lightly on him. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
When you're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children, that is the biggest red flag in the world because she's living for herself more than she is for her future offspring. I don't mean the girls that are like, I'd like to delay a few years. I'd like to do it, end of my 20s, early 30s, whatever. I mean women that are like, I'm not having children. There is no bigger red flag. We are all going to pass away and be forgotten. The only thing we contribute to the world is our children. I always look from the perspective too of like, being able to be healthy and have kids is a great blessing, right? Like my brother has special needs. He can't run, he can't work out, he can't speak. I can do all those things, right? So one of my passions is working out, being healthy, taking care of myself, right? I mean, it's such a blessing to be able to do that. I look at having kids the same way. If you're fortunate enough to have kids and have that gift, there's many people that would trade their lives for you. And you could still be like, I'd rather do it my way. That's fine. I still believe it's an absolute gift and a pleasure. And I think more people, should not take that for granted. That is the biggest red flag in the world because she's living for herself more than she is for her future offspring.
Man, fuck them kids. It's so funny to me because it be dudes just like this talking about, they want kids, women that don't want them, they are biggest red flags and all that kind of shit. It be these dudes that have kids and can't tell you shit about them. Don't know their favorite color. Don't know what grade they're in, don't know their shoe size, don't know what they're allergic to, can't give you a teacher's name. All you care about is this legacy that's worth nothing. Honey, it's fine. You can die. You can pass away. No one's going to miss you. Who cares? Life is so much more than your sperm meeting an egg. If that is all you think you have to offer this world, yikes. Like, sir, I challenge you. Ask your daddy some very simple questions about you. I guarantee you he's going to get more than half of them incorrect.
I mean women that are like, I'm not having children. There is no bigger red flag. We are all going.
You're the bigger red flag, sir. You don't get to experience what's happening to her body when she's having a baby. You don't experience the morning sickness. You don't experience your pee hole getting ripped open to the size of a watermelon. You don't experience none of that. So you can't fathom empathy for someone who would experience that. And I don't know what Hollywood TV show lured you into a false sense of security saying or giving you the thought that all pregnancies are just seamless and beautiful works of art. A lot of the women have to get cut open to remove the baby. And guess what? A lot of them also die. Your mother should have swallowed you.
When you're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children, that is the biggest red flag in the world.
I think this is a really interesting take. And I can't tell if he's being satirical, but I'm just going to assume he's being like just straight up honest. But as somebody who pretty adamantly doesn't want kids, at least I don't think so. Something obviously like you never know what could happen. I could change my mind. The world could drastically change. The economy could drastically change. Who's to say? But I think coming at it from a perspective of like you're being selfish for the future offspring that you don't have, like that's weird. I don't look at my tampons and be like, the life you could have had if I just impregnated you. Why would I be living my life for something that's not even here? Why would I be planning a future for something that's not even here? I think the problem is that a lot of people think about the future before they think about the current. They're like, oh, I want kids because I'll be a grandma or a mom, whatever. But they don't actually think of what that means for their current self. And that's why we have a large issue with people having kids who should not have kids. And there are a lot of people who regret having children after having children. And I don't necessarily regret the child. It's what happens to their life after having a child. And I do think, like, if you are adamant that you want kids, like, yeah, maybe don't date somebody who does not want kids. It's like a fundamental, difference. But I think especially as a man, like, your perspective in this is so interesting because so many men want kids but don't actually realize like what that means, let alone what that does to a woman's body. Best case scenario, you have some health issues from pregnancy, giving birth, all the things that come with it. Worst case scenario, you fucking die. And I'm not just being dramatic, like that happened. I think everybody has a right to like their opinion. I just think it's a really interesting take because it's like, yeah, I am thinking about the current me. That's literally the point because I'm here right now. Like, this is my present. So why would I not think about the current me,
When you're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children, that is the biggest red flag in the world.
Coming from the one who doesn't even give the birth, you just bust a nut and fucking relax, okay? Saying women not wanting kids are a red flag? You try giving birth. Try pushing out a fucking 8 to 10 pound baby. Because I bet you fucking can't. You would be the biggest fucking bitch about it. You for sure would. Wanna know why women are the ones that have babies? Because men can't handle it. Men can't handle fucking pain. Oh, controversial. I said what I said. Have you ever seen a man sick? Have you ever seen a man sick? Self-explanatory.
When you're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children, that is the biggest red flag in the world.
First of all, we all know you've never talked to a woman before in your life other than your mother. But anyway, let's talk about this idea that women who decide to be child-free are walking red flags. My guy Owen here says that women are doing this because they're choosing to live for themselves instead of their future children. The audacity. That a woman could aspire to be something other than a walking, talking incubator. Guys like this think that the most important thing in life is leaving a legacy through their children. The problem is their frontal lobes aren't fully developed, and so they don't pause and think about what that legacy actually is. What is this guy's child gonna carry the torch for him on? Scamming people into paying for personal life coaching from a random dude on the internet whose only credentials are his presidential fitness awards they got in elementary school? Dudes like this are so motivated by their ego that the reason they procreate is so they won't be forgotten when they're gone. Not because of things like, oh, I don't know, always wanting to be a father or wanting to nurture and care for someone or wanting to share that experience with a partner. But no, this motherfucker wants his children of the corn offspring so that they can help everyone remember their father, Owen the grifter, who preyed on sad and lonely men on the internet so that he could make a quick buck. And it's this combination of ego and Christian patriarchal bullshit that makes it simply impossible for men to envision women who want to pursue other things, whether that's a fulfilling career or some creative passion, or they just want to live for themselves and kids are not their thing and the planet is dying and they think, hey, maybe that's not a great idea. The ability to make these choices, that privilege, in the eyes of these men is reserved for men only. Anyway, Owen, my guy, I gotta end by saying this. It is so funny that you labeled this video Scary People when the only thing scary is your complete and utter lack of self-awareness. You look like the only advice you should be giving is how to take a fraternity paddling like a champ or how to get cast as an extra and Get Out too.
When you're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children, that is the biggest red flag in the world.
But why is it a red flag? I mean, I would consider your entire video a red flag. How are you going to sit here and dictate what another woman does with her body? I mean, I just want to know. Because it's not like you are going to be able to bang everybody and then produce a lot of offspring. So what does another person have to do with you? Secondly, yeah, having children is a gift. Some people will consider that as a gift. Some people do not. And lastly, If the only thing that you feel you contribute to the world is your children, then that's a you problem, babe. There are plenty of people without children that are doing amazing and contributing amazing things to this world that don't include humans. So, like, maybe you need to become a bigger, better person. Expand your horizons.
That is the biggest red flag in the world because she's living for herself more than she is for her future offspring.
So what you're saying is a woman can't live for herself because that might be too selfish? What the fuck are you yapping about? If you can shoot a baby out of your dick and raise that kid for 18 plus years and having to work long hours to support the family and yourself, on top of that, having to do housework on your off days, then we'll fucking talk. And I know you can't do all of that alone. You're too soft for that. You can't even make your relationship work. So disrespectfully, hop off right clit. Thanks.
The biggest red flag in the world because she's living for herself more than she is for her future offspring.
The craziest part is that that's not even the wildest thing he said, because later he says the only thing we contribute in this world is our children. So, you know, like I assumed that he thought all I was good for was the baby making, but it seems like he has a lot of stuff to unpack. Maybe your kids fulfilling your legacy is like not the best. Maybe that's like the biggest red flag.
His video actually sounds so dumb. It sounds so freaking stupid, telling women that if they choose not to want kids, then they are one of the biggest red flag walking on earth. Like, almost like he has forgotten that there are women who actually pass during pregnancy. There are women who don't even make it the last end of their pregnancy journey. There are women who have passed and the kids are alive. There are women who have developed so many health conditions just because they went through the process of pregnancy. And he just sat there and say, if you don't want kids, then definitely you are one of the biggest red flag walking on earth. Let's not even forget that, yeah, a woman can say they don't want kids. There are so many people who have chosen not to, give birth, not to go through that pregnancy process. And there are still many, I mean, plenty of women who want to go through that process joyfully. Like, they are ready to go through that process, not even once or twice. So if you know that you're so interested in someone who wants kids, you might as well go meet the people who want kids and leave the people who do not want kids alone. His video is so jarring because he sat there comfortably telling women that this is what you should be doing with your body. We don't even know about the legacy that he is talking about. Why are you telling people to live for a life that is not currently happening and forget their current state of life? Because you have to be living for your future offspring. You don't even know if that offspring is going to make it here. You don't even know if you will be able to make it to a point where you're going to have offspring. So you're living for yourself and not your future offspring. This is my very first time hearing this take, and I have thought about it. It's not making any sense. Telling people to live for their offspring is one of the weirdest take I've ever had on TikTok. I know TikTok is a free place and people say a lot of things, but maybe it's just a rage bait. Maybe he's just trying to get attention because, like I said, the last video uploaded on his account, pictures of his merch, his cap, and his stuff. He as well seems like the type of man who will be pissed if he's having a girl and not a boy. It is freaking 2024. These people need to stay out of women's womb and whatever it is that women are doing with their body. Let me know what you guys think about this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.